on this computer. Yes. Okay. We're recording. Go ahead.
Awesome. So I just want to say thank you to Angel again for stepping up and, just wanting to lead and put things together for us. So if you have a moment this week when you're thinking about it, just say a little prayer for her, send her a little message, and just say thank you, because I have ran, I have ran a team cup by myself. When I say by myself, I mean like lead my 5 and other pods of 5 since I've been a coach, since I've been a business building coach. And one thing I'm learning from this group and our big beta test group is the creative juices are just like flowing. It is amazing just to get together with other like-minded people that you haven't worked with before. And I really feel like I'm benefiting from what Team Cup was always meant to be this time. So thank you for stepping up and wanting to do that, because you feel like you're doing the right things all the time. But when you have someone else coming in like that has, we are all so unique, and Melissa's stepping up and sharing things. And, if you guys find something that is beneficial to the team, share it. Like, as collectively, I know it's a lot, and this is what I was going to say to start the call, and then I'm going to hand it back to Angel. Overwhelmed is a thing I'm getting from a lot of people, and it's very normal to feel overwhelmed. I'm not saying this in a way like suck it up, buttercup. I'm saying it as it is a choice to be overwhelmed or not to be overwhelmed. And this is how you don't get overwhelmed. Just take one thing and say, I'm going to watch this video and follow all the way through. Meaning, if Angel asks you to write down those things, just finish that one video. And if that's all you got time to do that day, that's it. But it's when we look at, I have 7 things that I need to catch up on, that makes you feel overwhelmed. So when I say it's a choice, just narrow down and just go back to Mondays or Tuesdays or whatever and just do one thing and finish it. And then that will give you momentum, like, whoa, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I watched the video, I did the homework, I'm done. What's next? That'll help you moving forward. We have put a lot of stuff in that group in a short amount of time, but just remember, you're filing it away and you're learning. And thank goodness you have this team, because whenever I first started this business 8 years ago, I didn't know nothing, and I had no help. Okay. So just think of it that way. Like, this is good that you have so many people willing to find the information and give it to you, and make sure that you're not alone and lost. Okay. All right. Back to you.
Okay. So I just want to say real quick, and I'm going to fight not to cry when I say this, but I was thinking about this earlier today, Janice, when we were chatting back and forth. And hopefully everything that we do talk about tonight, the purpose of tonight is to try to help take out a lot of overwhelm or anxiety feelings that are associated whenever we look at you and say, we want you to do this, and you're going to invite, and you're going to post, and the purpose of tonight is to be able to say, when you post, here's the purpose behind your post. When you post, these are the type how you want to post. So, you're not looking at your phone saying, I'm supposed to post 3 times a day. Oh my God, what am I going to post? And then you're paralyzed, So, but what I wanted to say too was, piggybacking off of what she just said, I am the coach that signed up, and I don't believe in speaking negatively, but I will just say I wasn't connected to TeamMade. The big, large team family page that you guys have access to right away. I didn't have that for like not until like last year. And that's what helped light a fire under my rear end and help me feel empowered to start actually seeing that this business was a business that was lucrative, that it was real and tangible, and that I could see other women thriving in it. And I just want to encourage you to take full advantage of everything that Janice so willingly and freely is pouring out on a platter for you. So it's truly invaluable. All right. So, and I'm just honored. I'm honored to be here and to be able to share anything and everything that I've learned, and that I'm still learning, perfecting, trying to put into practice for myself. But these are definitely things that I have tested and have seen prove valuable. And so I'm hoping that it helps with you guys as you're looking into this cup and you're just like, okay, but no matter whether you're brand new or you're a year into this or 2 years, I'm hoping that it adds value to your business. So I'm going to get directly into, I'm just going to start going right into what I said that this call was going to be about, and it's going to be all about posting. And I always like to say it's purpose, the purpose for the post, you know. So what if I was to ask you the question, you know, ultimately, what is it that you're wanting to achieve? What is it you're wanting to get out of the post that you're making? What is it that it should line up with and match up with that overall rewarding feeling and ultimate goals that you have for your business too, right? There should be some type. It's okay to say that you are hoping to grow a team, that you're hoping to reach a certain rank, that you're hoping to reach a certain income goal. That's why I went ahead and shared that. But even before then, I shared the mindset piece. Yes, to get over ourselves, to get over the fear, but also to know that these are the necessary behaviors. These are the part of those necessary things that we have to do in order to get those dreams achieved, those dreams realized for our business. And everybody has to make a paycheck. I mean, it's just reality, right? And there's behaviors. You don't demonize or penalize your friends who are, you know, some of you are still fully employed, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't say, if you had a friend of yours that offered insurance, like that's what they do, that's their business. You know, would you demonize them for asking you to be a part of that? No, right? For you to use them as your insurance provider, to at least consider them. No, you wouldn't, because you understand and you probably have a a desire to want to help them out. But because and especially since they're your friends. Well, the thing with the posting, you have to realize that you want you're first going to be connecting, hopefully, with the people who already know you, like you, trust you, because they're your friends and your family. And but what about the people that don't already know you? And so the purpose of posting these in the way that I'm going to be sharing with you is so that hopefully the people who are kind of, you know, your friend requesting, and they don't really know you, but they're kind of in the same circle of friends, you know, that they're going to start to get to know you by the way that you're sharing in your posts. So it's no longer going to be a play-by-play of my day. I drank my shake, I did my workout, you know, now I'm off to this place and I'm doing this. It's not going to be a play-by-play, because nobody cares. Nobody truly cares that, you know, you're always busy, or that you picked up the kids and then you dropped off the kids and then you got your workout in and you got your shake in. Good for you. But what does it do for me as the person reading it? What value does that add to my life? You know, so we're trying to peek open the window a little bit and kind of trickle and sow the seed to make them desire what we have. Okay? Yes? I hate it when everybody mutes themselves in just a smaller way, because I'm such a conversational, interactive type person. Okay, so here we go.
I'll unmute if
What'd you say?
I said, I'll unmute if I need to.
Okay, so sometimes I ask questions, and you know, that's the ministry background in me too, is like I'm used to hearing somebody give an amen or a hallelujah or say that again or something. So even if Valerie goes, I'll do that. Okay, but if at any point in time you get tripped up or lost or like, say that again, like, what do you mean by that? Whatever. You know, I want you to feel free to either throw it in the chat box or, you know, raise your hand or something. And as long as we're good on time, we'll address it before we end. But otherwise, that's what the group is for, right? We'll go back and we'll collaborate and just ask questions underneath the recording. Okay, so Marketing strategy, the purpose behind the post and how we're going to post. How many times a day to post? What do we post about when we do post? So these are the things that I'm going to share with you. Okay, so first thing, and you can write this down, is that we will not speak in Beachbody terms. And this is part of that whole curiosity marketing thing. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I'm just going to disclaimer right at the top. Anything and everything that I say from this point on, we don't say energize. We say, you know, lemonade power juice, my unicorn juice, my go-go juice, my go-go drink, however it relates to you. Try to communicate it in such a way that you're not calling it by its name so that somebody can't Google it, or they read it and they go, I don't know what that is. And they keep on scrolling. Instead, you're going to be communicating in such a way where they go, where you're saying, this is what it provides to me in my life. So how does Energize make your life easier? Come up with some kind of like cute little phrase. How does Shakeology meet your needs nutritionally? Come up with a cute little phrase. I know a lot of people just go for, this is my superfood shake, and that's great too. I use that a lot because sometimes I can't think of anything cute because I'm so plain Jane. So, but communicating it in a way that they can see that it gives them an inkling of an idea of the need that it meets in their life. And also, just so that it's communicated in words that mean something to them in a way that Shakeology doesn't mean anything to them other than you're trying to sell me something. You understand? Yeah.
Or they go look it up online and they buy it, and then you don't even know that they bought it and they didn't buy it from you.
So, Charity's probably familiar because, we're both in social team builder training. I don't know if anybody else is, but someone that does this really well, if you want to go look at a top coach who does it, for example, is Ashley Locklin, ASHLY LOCKLIN. Just scroll through her post, you'll see exactly what I mean. When she posts about Shakeology, she doesn't say Shakeology.
What's your last name? LOC?
LOC, I think it's K. Is it K or H? LOCKLIN, I think. But it's ASHLY. There's no E.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's cool. Okay, the other thing on this same vein is that when you're talking about, when we are talking about working out, we're not going in health and fitness, the things that we do that's health and fitness related, we're going to try to make sure that we that we don't try to talk about, okay, let me say it this way. You know how everybody has like the 5 pillars? Like they teach you, think of the 5 things that you value and you want to be known for with your brand, right? So like, I'm really into coffee, and I'm a cat mama, and I like being, I want to be known as a really great mom, that's present in her kids' lives. And I want to be known as a really great wife. Maybe you want to be known as a trophy wife, like Melissa wears a little trophy wife shirt or something. I don't know, maybe that's part of your brand. And the 5th one, what would be a 5th one? Help me think. Faith. Faith. I value faith, right? Okay. So, if you were to write down all those things, let's not even use too specific to me, but let's just say, like, let's say you value faith, friendship, finance, working out, fitness, whatever. If you were to write down like 4 or 5 things, of those things that you value, which ones do your audience also value? Don't post from the mindset that they already value those things that you didn't circle. Does that make sense? We're talking to people. This is why they tell us in our trainings to talk to somebody, talk in our posts from the point of view of who we used to be before Beachbody, before we saw the value in fitness and Shakeology, before all of those changes and we realized how awesome personal development is. Before we valued those things, did we pay attention to anybody talking about personal development? No, we said, oh, they're kooky. I don't need that. and we dismissed it. So don't, the idea is that we don't jump on social media and say, and just talk about personal development. No, we first lead with the need that personal development meets in our life. I love that I can feel confident and I've learned to get over my fears of this. Have you ever felt this way? I can relate. Let me tell you my story that's connected to that same emotion. And in the story, you say, this is how you present one of the things that helped you get out of that and was a solution. And one of it would be personal development, and maybe the fact that you started working out, and maybe the fact that you started taking care of your health, and so you feel more confident in your skin. You see where I'm how I'm framing it?
And Alisa is really good at that. She's been posting that way. So if anybody wants to scroll on over to her page, the way she's been sharing what she's doing and how it's changing her from a pain point.
Yes, that's the word, pain point. Okay, so we're going to be posting, you can write this down, 3 times a day. And here's the key word, intentionally, with purpose. Okay, you can choose intention, purpose, whichever one speaks more deeply to you and really like resonates with you. But basically, these 3 times, now you can post more than that. I'm totally cool with that. You want to post 5, 6 times a day? Awesome. But of the 3 times that you post, I'm going to tell you a minimum of 2 of those times that you post, it's going to be what I tell you we're going to be posting. It's going to have these purposes behind it when you post them. Cool? That makes sense? Okay. So, number 1, Monday, and I'm giving you 3 days. I'm giving you days, just specific days, so that you keep yourself organized and you have intention every single day. And at the beginning of the week, you could even kind of start to jot down and figure out and schedule in your mind, like, ideas of those stories, those pain points that you're going to hit on certain days of the week, and to keep them all spread out. And so that throughout the week, you're helping sow seeds continuously. Because if I just tell you post about this and post about this, but I don't tell you when and how often, you're going to do kind of like what you've been doing in the Team Cup group. And there's going to be like 3 or 4 days pass. And then you go, oh my God, I haven't posted about coaching like all week long. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, I need to hurry up and post about coaching. And you might get like 3 or 4 days in a row about coaching, or you might only get it once because you let those other 3 or 4 days stack up and slide because of fear, because of delay or whatever. Yeah? All right. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, one of your posts is going to be a lifestyle post. And the other post is going to be your fitness, or I should say a progress photo. Progress, transformation post, something. So not fitness necessarily, because we want to share that we're working out every day. Okay, we want to share that we're drinking our shake every day, even though we're not calling it Shakeology or whatever. We're sharing our lifestyle, we're sharing our food. So I don't want to get you confused. So when I say fitness, you could probably just put transformation. And it can either be an internal transformation, a physical transformation, a financial transformation, somehow that your life has changed before and after these the 4 vital behaviors you now do as a coach, right? So to elaborate on lifestyle, the first post that you have, let's say that that's your morning post. And it doesn't matter if you put it in the morning and then you put your transformation post at night, or you do your transformation post in the morning and your lifestyle post at night, or in the middle of the day, it doesn't matter. But on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, your lifestyle post is going to be something about your life, and you can write this down, something about your life that is relatable or desirable to other people. And y'all don't overthink it. If you have a super cute kid or cat or dog or baby or super fine car or whatever, or you love your schedule, just something desirable or relatable about your life that draws people in, makes them want to click the like button. That's what we want. Okay. And so, and also sows a seed of, I wish that I could spend time with my husband like that, Okay. So it's the date nights. It's the lunch dates. It's I'm in a coffee shop right now and just kind of enjoying my cup of joe and the environment and the music or whatever. It's a cute baby picture, whatever it is, something about your life that is relatable or desirable to other people. Number 2 is that transformation post. So just the one thing that I'll say about this is remember that you're not going to be branding Beachbody. You're branding you. You are the focus of your transformation post, not 80-day obsession, not Shakeology, not Energize, not, I don't know, T25, none of those things. You're talking about you. You want to present your transformation in such a way that people hear what your struggle was in your before. What were those pain points, like Janice mentioned? Something that made you uncomfortable about being that before person versus your after photo or your now snapshot of life, right? Everybody clear on that? Just give me a yes. Cool. Okay, cool. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So 3 other days. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Your first type of post is going to be breadcrumbing. In this breadcrumbing, what?
I love that word. Just for an example, I could share this real quick. I learned that at Summit, by the way. If you're not going to Summit, you should be. Breadcrumbing is it's fun in a way, because then you got to find a way to put something in a message that it wasn't even intended to be there. So I post pictures of my food every day. I use Instagram for that because I like the way it edits it and makes it everybody drool over my food whenever I post it. So there's an intention behind that. First, I can on Instagram, because then I can edit it and it automatically posts to my Facebook page, right? But in that, I said something about this upcoming group, this free nutrition group. Right. I haven't said anything about it the way Monica has talked about it yet with those posts. I crumbed it in there about that upcoming group coming up. Didn't say anything about it. It's just a #free nutrition class. Yep. Breadcrumbed it.
Yep. So, okay. So breadcrumbing. This is a post where you mention coaching, but you don't try to sell coaching. Does that make sense? So you would say something like, I'm sitting here at a coffee shop doing XYZ. I can't think of anything right now for my team and my challengers. I'm making a meal plan for my challengers this week. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be able to sit in the coffee shop in the middle of a day and not have to, check in. You don't have to go that far because that might be a little too much. But, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to sit in a coffee shop at 2 p.m. when I remember that I used to sit in a cubicle every day and count the hours, and that was me. So I could relate to that, I would be the person reading your posts and thinking, yeah, I hate the smell of this office and the little cubicle walls around me and the plain walls, and I would rather be in a coffee shop right now. I could make meal plans. I would much rather be sitting and making a meal plan than typing up this boring document right now, right? So, and I'm just so grateful, so make sure you're attaching an emotion to it. But notice that in that post, I mentioned coaching. I mentioned something I do as a coach, something that's part of my life, but nowhere in there did I say, do you want to be a coach? Do you want to sign up on my team? It's sharing your life. That's the purpose of a breadcrumbing. Sharing and sowing that a seed of an idea in their mind that you have a life that they are gonna want, and also could possibly start to see themselves in. It's kind of like when they go into an open house, and as a real when you're shopping for a house on the market. right? And you're like, I'm not, and you walk through the house and they tell you to remove all your belongings, but just leave a little bit of the staging furniture there so that they could start to visualize themselves in that house. That's all you're doing, right? Those little pieces, those little elements of your life that someone else would want to also desire. So let's see, what's another one? Or here's another example. I'm, sitting here at my laptop getting messages from my people telling me all the results that they're getting, and it just makes me feel so awesome, blah, blah, blah. I love being a coach. Okay? So notice how that is different. Then I'm hosting a sneak peek. My team is hosting a sneak peek. You should come. Tell me if you want to join my team. Fill in this form. Yeah? Everybody freeze? Okay. So, and you're doing this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday so that you're sowing seeds all week long about what you love about coaching. That's it. What you love about coaching. What you love about your life as a coach. What you love about your role as a coach. Number 2 on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is engagement. This is an engagement post. So this one's pretty you see a lot of these, and there's been a recent kind of warning. So I'm telling you this, but I'm also kind of giving it to you with a little bit of a warning that this type of post, in order to get people to engage in it, and Facebook not to kind of try to keep it low in the feed for people, is to make sure that it's authentic. Okay, it needs to come across as an authentic question or asking of an opinion. All right, so a lot of people have seen the generic, like, are you a coffee or a tea drinker? And there's like a picture of a coffee cup and then, a picture of a tea bag or something, and which one are you, A or B? And recently Facebook has come out and said that they're helping to suppress some of those. But if you were to genuinely hop on to Facebook and say, hey, what are the most fun things to do when in Florida? I've got a trip coming up. Who goes to Florida on a regular basis? Where would you go? What's a good restaurant there? That's an authentic question that would get people engaging. Am I frozen, or can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, y'all are frozen, so I can't tell. So thank you for the verbal. Okay, so another one would be, it's really weird talking to y'all and you're all stuck. So I need to make sure that I'm not stuck. All right, so another one would be, and I saw this one recently with someone I was working with in a mastermind group, where I would never make this kind of post because it's not true to me. It's not authentic to me, but it was authentic to her. And it totally worked. She posted a picture, as it was almost like a stock photo of a deodorant. And I would actually take a picture of my actual deodorant, or some kind of comical, like, I stink or something. But she was asking, like, what kind of deodorant would you use for, like, and I think she talked about the reasons that she was looking for a new deodorant and recommendations on deodorant. So that's what I mean by when you ask for someone's opinion, or you're asking them to give you their opinion or their recommendations on something, make sure that it's actually coming across as an authentic question, because people want to give you their opinion. They really do. Which dress should I wear for this event? I'm between this one and that one. So if you go shopping, you try clothes on in the little dressing room, snap a picture, which shoes, this one or that one goes better with my outfit, or whatever. Would you wear to this type of event? Do you prefer Under Armour or Nike? Do you prefer, maybe it's the Fitbit, the different styles of Fitbit, which one do you have? I have this one. I'm weighing my pros and cons between iPhone and Android. I'm thinking about upgrading or whatever. People want to tell you about their experiences with those things. And the purpose of this is just to get you bumped up with Facebook's algorithm, so that people see your stuff more often, so that when you do post a coaching invite, a sneak peek invite, a challenge group invite, people are actually going to be more likely to see it because they've been interacting with all these other posts. See, because sometimes we get so focused on, I need to use social media as a way to get people in my challenge group, but that's all we ever post about. And then people just see it as like white noise and they just keep scrolling by it, or they ignore it because they know that they have no interest in whatever it is you're talking about, or they have no clue what you're talking about when you're talking about coaching. So they just scroll right by it. Or they don't see it because you haven't been posting anything that they are interested in. So like, when we're posting, we need to keep in mind that we need to be posting things that people are interested in, that also start conversations so that we are genuinely interested in connecting with them and building a relationship with them, right? So another idea, somebody give me another verbal that you can hear me because you're still frozen.
I'm here.
Okay, cool. So another idea would be to ask, on that vein, stay away from politics and religion because those can get very too controversial sometimes, that they can get like firestorm, and some people get very easily offended, or it'll go the wrong way. How about I say it that way? It can go the wrong way very quickly. So that's the only thing that I would recommend not touching, making a point to post about. But another idea for engagement is like, those GIF comment kind of things. Just don't do them too often, but they're fun. Like the one I did today, I actually borrowed from somebody else, and then somebody in here asked me if they could borrow it for me, and that's totally fine. But I genuinely found it interesting as a post, and it was, share a GIF below about a fictional character who died and it shocked you, or something like that, So all of a sudden, all these people are posting GIFs underneath this, comment, this post about, Han Solo and, getting killed by Kylo Ren, and, and I shared the Titanic one, and, Bambi even was on there, and, The Walking Dead, and all these different shows and different things. And I'm able to start to interact in conversation with these people. And my stuff is now going to show up in their news feed when I do post about the workout that I did today, and I feel awesome and a rock star mom. You know what I'm saying? So, any funny memes, if you're a meme person and you love memes, but if you hate memes and you think they're cheeseball, don't use them. Do what you find, that people will stop and respond to when you post them. Okay. All right. So a couple more things and then we're done. So those are the, another great one was like stuff like how to get laundry stains out, so like just being kind of like authentic and transparent a little bit in your lack of housekeeping skills as a wife or a mom. People are all over that. It's so funny to me how I can make one little simple post and I'm not even asking for advice, but I'm just sharing a struggle. Like, I don't know what to do with this, or like, God, they got this stain on their shirt. And people are like jumping in, telling me, baking soda tricks and this and that and everything else. And it was unsolicited advice, but they love to give their opinions. So, all right. Moving on. So those are the main posts, right? And then obviously you notice that Sunday is not there. And the reason why is because on Sunday is going to be kind of like a freebie day. For one, you can post anything you really want to on Sunday. It's unscripted or whatever, but still kind of, try to keep in mind these ideas behind the post, but also you're going to have a call to action on that one. And I forgot to write it down, but I have it on my board. Your call to action and invites. I may have to double back. Yeah, it's going to be Sunday nights, Thursday nights. No, Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, and Monday nights. Yeah. So Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Those days that people really hate being at work or they're dreading the Monday coming up. the next day that they have to go back to work. Those are the days that you're going to be inviting into coaching. Like just, you're going to include a call to action or make your big post that says, I'm hosting a sneak peek. We have a team sneak peek, right? Okay. Conversations, and then we're going to go because it's 10.
Everybody knows that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, there's a delay. Everybody knows that Melissa's hosting a challenge, a group for us about coaching, right, on Thursday nights. Did you say that?
I didn't say it, but thank you for saying it. Yes. She fully committed to hosting one every Thursday night, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you can confidently post that you have a sneak peek, and then having, an invitation, a call to action within your post, knowing that you have an actual event or place to plug those people in and them get the information as promised, right? And then in your transformation posts, when you are sharing your transformations on those 3 days, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday that you're sharing your transformations, you're going to have some kind of call to action under those for, are you ready to start your own journey? Are you looking to make these types of changes? Because remember, you're telling a story in those. It's not just before and after. You're sharing a story, and either it's you or it's maybe one of your challengers that you're sharing their transformation and their struggle points, their pain points. But you're gonna ask them, can you relate in the post? Can you relate to this? And are you ready to start on your journey too? Reach out to me. That's your call to action. Message me, comment below. Just keep it simple, okay? But make sure it's in there. Cool? All right, real quick, I'm going to go into conversations. This is going to be like super, super quick. I'm going to be just like spitting it out. So I hope you're scribbling, okay? So conversations, now based on your income goals that you set for yourself from your reverse engineering from the Heather Dixon call. Hopefully everybody has watched that. If not, make a note right now that you need to go back and choose your income goal so that you know the number of behaviors that you need to do on a daily basis whenever I'm talking about conversations. How many conversations do you need to do on a daily basis and follow-ups and all those things, okay? But these are going to be for just conversation starters when you're beginning to connect with people. Okay? New friend ads, all those things.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yep. Is it Monica?
I wanted to ask, but that was recording.
Yes.
She talked about new conversations, which I get, and ongoing conversations, and then she made follow-ups separate. How are ongoing conversations different than follow-ups? Are follow-ups to invites? Because they kind of made them sound like they were kind of just touching back base.
Janice, you want to answer? But yes, follow-ups are follow-ups to invites, and then they haven't responded, or they responded yes, but they haven't followed through. Y'all froze on me again.
I'm not quite sure exactly. Yeah, there's a delay, so then I don't want to cut in on someone talking. Is everybody else able to hear Angel? Because she's cutting in and out on me. Everybody?
It's cutting in and out on me too.
Okay, I didn't know if it was my internet or hers, because normally it's mine. So I wasn't speaking up because I thought it was just me.
I'm going to sit back and hope that gives me the strongest symbol, but I have almost all my bars.
Okay.
I haven't gotten any warning.
Monica, my answer would be to follow up. Okay. My thing about conversations has always been more like, I loved when Carl said conversations. Well, you heard that in the book Crush It too. Conversations are so important. But you're talking to them, anytime you touch back base with them is another connect. I think of it as connects. We talked about that before in a free group. You want to make 2 or 3 connections with them, right? So a follow-up doesn't always have to be specifically, we talked about a challenge group, are you joining? You know, it could be a follow-up about a prayer request. It could be about their kids being sick. It could be following up about anything in life. That's another connection. Are you connecting back with those people? Or do you feel like they're saying no, so you're like next, completely next, and the next time you talk to them is not until 3 months later on your next team call or your team cup? You know, you want to make sure that you're just checking back in with them. And never be afraid to say, hey, my group is coming up. That could be a follow-up too. I know we discussed this before, and this is the deadline, and I just didn't want you to miss it. I didn't want you to miss out on that if that's something that you were. So it could be something that could be a follow-up too. That's what I thought a follow-up was a long time ago. That's the only kind of follow-up there was is, hey, are you coming?
Okay. Well, I just, being the emerald personality that I am, the numbers person, they said for me, I'm aiming for 32 follow-ups and 16 ongoing. And to me, they kind of intermesh. So I was like, well, am I missing something that they're 2 different groups of conversations?
She's referring to Heather Dixon's little math charts, like how she had all the numbers between the parentheses and the original number and all of that. And so, it's a little bit of both. I mean, I don't want to be like very cut and dry with it, because you're always starting new conversations, and then from the conversations you begin, you continue those, and as you're connecting with the person, building a relationship with them, forming them, if you will, really being interested in their life and allowing them to get interested in your life as well. And ideally, the invitation into either coaching or challenge group or, you know, your accountability group or whatever should happen organically. If after weeks and weeks and weeks of y'all talking, though, and it has not happened organically, you can still feel free, because now that you're kind of comfortable with this person and you've gone back and forth and you've continued the conversation, you're able to say, hey, I got this challenge group coming up. I didn't know if you were interested or not, but, you know, I have a few more spots available. So, but it's not weird, you know, because you're getting to know them. But then there are like the ones that once they've said, you've invited them and, you know, it's been like 2, 3, 4 days and they haven't responded. That's technically a follow-up, you know, and then making sure that if they go radio silent on you, that they go back into like a continuing conversation mode. Because that they're just uncomfortable and they don't want to tell you a flat out no. That might be what it is, but you show them that you still value the relationship over the invite, and you keep it casual and keep on talking. And 9 times out of 10, I find that when I continue the conversation, they within 2 or 3 responses, they actually respond to my question of the invite, like, you know, why they were actually thinking yes or no, but hadn't responded yet. But I made them feel comfortable in order to, you know, officially reply, because I showed them that I was still interested in them as a person and chit-chatting back and forth about other things.
Okay, I have something.
Okay.
So I was just texting my sister because she was able to be on the call, and told her to, you know, when she gets a chance, listen to the team call, because you're going over, you know, not saying Shakeology, not mentioning the programs or Energizer or whatever. Well, today she said that Autumn and Carl made a video.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it, and they said the complete opposite. That they're suggesting to hashtag and say the name of the program and say Shakeology and say all that.
I'm just going to say 2 words, Chalene Johnson. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, let me address this.
Because
Okay.
I'm going to let Monica respond. Go ahead.
Okay. So Carl has said often that our value as coaches, let them handle the products. Let them handle building the thing. but they built P90X, and it was a great program, but the success didn't happen until the people started connecting and coaching, and we are what make all the products work. So when you hear on the flip side, we get to connect to people through our relationships and how we talk to people. What happens when we start hashtagging Shakeology and 21 Day Fix? Who's getting the attention? The company. Right. And I love Carl. I know his heart's in the right place, but the more attention their company gets, guess what? Their sales go up. But we can increase their sales without having to hashtag and do all that. And anyway, when you hashtag Shakeology, all you're getting is other coaches. Or you're getting someone went on from Instagram to my Facebook, and she's like, whoa, I stay away from MLMs. I'm like, we had been talking for 2 weeks. She never even knew I was with Beachbody until some way, and she's like, oh no. So you want to think about where you're trying to go. Are you trying to build the company's brand, or are you trying to build your brand? And that's all I got to say about that.
I get it, because I'm in the social team builder too, and you know, that's what you're learning.
That's right, you are.
Yeah. So you're learning how to brand yourself, because we are not Beachbody.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, we're also, I'm sorry, Janice, is that when we only promote Beachbody things, we're closing everyone in. We're closing all of our brand of who we are and what we have to offer people into this small little box. We have so much more to offer people than 80 Day Obsession and Shakeology and Energize. You get what I'm saying?
Amen.
There is so many, and this is all from personal development, but there is so much more that God has put in me that I can gift to other people that they will never know exists if all I ever talk about that I have to offer them is 80 Day Obsession and Shakeology. That's all they're going to see me as. And I am like so like ready to break out of that box. You know, this is why I invested in, I'm not trying to tell everybody go do Social Team Builder, but that's why I invested in Social Team Builder this year, or at the end of last year for myself, was because I declared that 2018 was going to be my year to, you know, fully embracing all the gifts that God gave me and allowing him to show me exactly how I can serve more people, and Beachbody just be a tool or a resource that I use in my service. Go ahead.
Yeah, all I was going to say is I did catch part of that video. And at the beginning, I didn't catch all of it, but I had to turn it off for something else, like I got a text message or whatever. Squirrel. And what I caught from it was him talking about how important we are. I didn't hear him say hashtag that. He was just saying take full advantage of it, because right now if you type in 80 in the Google search engine, 80 Day Obsession is like the first thing that's going to pop up.
Yeah.
Like right now, you know, it is trending, and it is, talk to more people about that. But it doesn't have to be on your social media front. That could be what you're talking about in your private messages.
And when I saw Autumn talk about, I saw a little bit of the message, but not the whole thing. But when I heard Autumn talking, and she was saying, in my opinion, if you're doing a program in your Facebook page, your social media page needs to be a reflection of that program that you're working. And the main message I heard from her when she was talking about that was to be representing, like basically be a product of the product, just be representing what it is that you know, be able to show that you believe in what it is that you're talking about and what you're going to be trying to sell them eventually. Whenever you are in conversation with them, you can say, I've been doing this program consistently because I believe in it and I'm getting results for it and all that kind of good stuff. But if you're like one day T25 and the next day you're doing 80 Day and the next day you're doing Sean Week and the next day you're doing P90X, your message might be inconsistent and nobody's really sure like what you're about. But if you like for me, I'll use the word 80 Day, my 80 Day program, my 80 Day abs and booty program, my 80 Day, you know, whatever. But and I have a Blessed and Obsessed challenge group going right now. but I talk about what blessed and obsessed means in some kind of way. I'm not talking because that's, you know, that's the me part. That's part of my brand. But I'm not saying 80-day obsession program, you know.
Right.
And if I do mention Autumn, my trainer or whatever, I'm not tagging her and I'm not like promoting her to where people flock to her and then wind up signing up for her challenge group because I want them to come to me for my challenge group because they get stuff with me that they won't get with Autumn.
Does anybody have any specific questions? Need to unmute yourself about that, about branding yourself and making this about you. There's this analogy, think about your question, but there's this analogy that Carl says, they get a box, a challenge pack comes in a box. And the most valuable thing in that box is you. They can go to Amazon, they can go online, and they can buy that box, and it'll sit on their shelf.
Right.
We are what help the people do the program. You know, Jenny could have bought Beachbody On Demand without me, and she could be running and running and running. I think that's perfect. Oh, perfect. Get it, Jenny? Sorry. Okay. But she likes to run. And if I would ever kind of check back up with her and been like, hey, but, you know, if you incorporate this, and now she feels better because she does Beachbody On Demand and, you know, so she wouldn't have known that if she just bought Beachbody On Demand on a whim, right? And that's what happens when you say Beachbody On Demand, they go, oh, what is that? And they Google it and they buy it on their own. And then like 2 months later, they're like, hey, I've been doing that Beachbody On Demand thing. It's not working for me. I'm like, what? When did you buy that? You're not my customer. I'm like back there looking to see if they bought it from me, you know? So that's the biggest thing. Does anybody have any questions about that?
And one more comment that I'll just say is that the people who are in the know about Beachbody without a coach, that they just are familiar with Beachbody and Beachbody programs or Shaun T, but not necessarily connected to a coach, they will recognize you and your language and your program and your videos and stuff. They will recognize Beachbody and what you do, even though you're not saying Beachbody, because I get people all the time. I have a neighbor that just reached out to me a few days ago that she was like, are you still a Beachbody coach? Because I want the Beachbody On Demand thing. I want to look into it. Can you send me the info on it? And so it's my job now to connect with her as a coach into what I can offer her, give her value, you know, form her, talk about her goals, and give her that added little stuff so that she wants to connect with me and Beachbody On Demand, not just Beachbody On Demand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll see that for the posts, you know, that's why why I'm sharing with you how to use your posts for connecting with people so that they can also start to see how they can connect with you as a person, because it's helping you brand you. That's what the purpose of posting this way is so that your story is coming out and who you are is coming out and shining through everything that you post. Your lifestyle posts, you're at the heart of it. You're at the center of it. Your transformation posts, you are the message of that post, not your program. You know, the program is the tool that you use, but your story and struggle is what people need to see and hear so that they see you as hope and light and salute. You know what I'm saying? They need to be able to, when they see Janice Burke or Jenny Love in their news feed, in their notifications, they need to go, oh, every time Jenny posts, it's something motivational and love, and I find out something else about her that makes me realize that my life doesn't have to suck, you know, and, you know, so I'm going to click on her to see what kind of greatness she's posting today. You know, what kind of craziness did she overcome today with her kids, or I'm sorry, Jenny, I don't know if you have kids or not, but you know, that what kind of thing did she overcome today that could help me overcome as well. Right? And then just so happens somewhere in there they go, oh, she used this. Let me message her and ask her about how did how did that actually help you? And then Jenny gets to start to talk one-on-one with them. Can I move on?
Yes, Monica has a question.
All right, go ahead.
I just wanted to add something real quick to everyone. These posts, they're not going to be magical. Hey, I went in. So these posts, these likes and comments, these are your kind of lead-in breadcrumbs to then go and talk to them personally. So for a long time, I was like, no one's commenting on my post. Y'all, that's just a reason to go and talk to people. It's just on the rare occasion, you'll have people that are like, yeah, I'm in and go. But this is just a starting point to hit those numbers that you got from the call.
Yeah, that's where I get the people I want to talk to, or a like or comment on my post. Or on Team Cup, I'm pretty bold and brave. And when I reach out to people during Team Cup, I'm like, hey, not sure if you saw my post about my upcoming nutrition class or not, but I wanted to invite you. And they're like, oh, no, I didn't see that. Where's that at? Oh, Let me tell you, girl. Okay. So, but you're posting, right? The actual post is on there. It's not like you're like,
right.
Hey, did you see this imaginary post that I posted? I did. You really are posting about it. And they'll either say, yes, I did see that, and I've been meaning to talk to you about it, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of think of your post as like, date nights. They're like little dates that you're having with people, and you just don't know who's showing up yet. But you know what I'm saying? Who's going to show up? But you're putting your best
watching.
And they're watching. That's right. They're watching.
And another thing, it's like a commercial. You guys know, like when you're going to die, you probably already know like whose life insurance or whose casket people you're going to buy, because they are constantly on they have these commercials that run constantly, and every time you think about something that's Aflac, whatever it is. So when you're posting, you're like an infomercial or a commercial instead of making it salesy though, right?
But you want them to see that you can be their friend.
Right.
And you want them to start to feel comfortable. That you want to get them to the point where they almost feel like they do know you, even if they've never yet had a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Or that they can relate to you so strongly that they feel that they could reach out to you or comment and say, oh, I feel that way too. Right?
Yeah. But they think of you. When they think of fitness and health, they think of you. That's what I meant by the commercial thing. Is whenever they think about getting help or support or encouragement, they think of you because they see that constantly from you.
But remember whenever I said at the beginning that, yes, you start out with the people who already know, like, trust you. These posts are meant to help your cold market, quote unquote, cold market people, the people who don't necessarily feel comfortable with you yet, to feel comfortable, to kind of feel like you're trustworthy, to kind of feel like they do kind of know you and who you are. So you're not going to take advantage of them or be slick or whatever, and they feel comfortable reaching out to you. Right? All right, I'm going to move on because we're at an hour. And I had promised to be concise, and I was trying to stay true. But then I said, talk back to me. So, you know.
You ruined it. You ruined it.
Dang it. All right. Conversations. And like I said, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. So know how many conversations your target is in a day based on your income goal. But these are just some little ideas on how to get a conversation started. These are not mind-blowing ideas. These are simple, okay? Number one, happy birthday messages. Seriously. Messages, not posts on their wall. So just make it a regular thing every day, once a day. You check to see whose birthday is it today or coming up in the next 24 hours. Facebook tells you whose birthday is coming up or who just passed, and go click on their pay, click on their name and private message them and just say, this is the way I always do it. I say, hey, happy birthday. How are you celebrating? Okay. Or I say, hey, happy birthday. And then when they respond, oh, thanks so much. I go, oh yeah, no problem. How you been? How are you celebrating? What'd you do to celebrate your big day or whatever? And that starts a conversation. Okay. So that's the purpose of it, is to start a conversation.
And if you missed their birthday, you can always go back and say, hey, I noticed it was your birthday. How was your birthday?
Yes.
Get anything. You can always do it later.
And then when they respond back and they say, oh, we went to a Mexican restaurant or whatever, and you get to say what? Oh, I love Mexican. Where did you go? You know? Right? So it's a natural conversation starter and get you to be able to relate to them and them to you. All right. Number 2, everybody probably has heard of this, but the hey girl or hey dude kind of messages. Lighthearted, like you ran into them in the store. Like, don't overthink it. Hey, I was thinking about you just the other day. Crazy memory. Remember when this happened the other day? Or, you know, or remember when this happened 2 years ago, 5 years ago, or I was doing this with the husband and he reminded me of this one time and the conversation we had. And I just you crossed my mind. I wanted to reach out and see how you've been lately. It's that simple. Okay. Think about if you ran into them in the produce section at Kroger, how would you talk to them? You'd say, oh, hey, I was just thinking about you the other day. How's life? That's it. Number 3 is, and I hate this one, but it's a fear only because I'm fearful. It is tied to one of my fears of rejection, but I'm getting over my fears, is the thanks for the ad. So when you send those, ad friend requests or whatever, or you, like the new name, I've done it. The ones that I feel most comfortable with is whenever like we have a new neighbor in the neighborhood. So like your neighborhood Facebook page, if you live in a neighborhood that has like the Facebook page thing, you can utilize that. If you are like me and you're a fitness instructor, or you have your coworkers are on Facebook or whatever, connecting with them on Facebook so they can get exposed to what you do outside of the cubicle. You follow me? So when they accept your friend request and you just say, hey, thanks for the ad, and saying, if it was somebody that you didn't necessarily know, saying we have a bunch of friends in common. I figured you were cool too. Blah blah blah. How do you know them? This is how I know them. And I hated that one because it's attached to my fear of rejection or being looked at as weird or whatever. But if I package it up in all of what I believe God put in me that makes me awesome as a person, and genuinely get interested in them as a person, then it can come from a genuine, authentic place. So the way that I do that is I actually go into and look at their personal profile and see something about them, if possible, that I can connect with, that would make me think, hey, they must be an awesome person too, and this is why I would want to connect with them. Elisa, you raised your hand.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's actually really worked for me this week.
Cool.
Thanking people for accepting my friend invite, but a lot of them started out with, hey, do I know you? Have we ever met? And I just started out, I was like, nope, I'm just trying to connect with women, to empower and uplift women. I think that's what we all need to do. And they're like, oh, yes, awesome. And they'll come back and like, hey, I looked at your page. You're so positive. I love it. Keep it up.
Yeah.
So it's worked.
Yeah. And an easy one would be like if you see that they're already like working out, or even if you don't, if you were to say like something that Elisa just said, like I'm always looking to connect with positive people, and I like your vibe, or I like the messages that I see that you put, or I'm a woman of faith too. I like how you're always sharing the word, and you're or I like Christine Kane too, and I really connect with her. Is that, have you ever seen her live? I loved whenever I saw her at this conference or whatever. What is your experience? I actually connected with somebody like in another country, and because we just friended each other from a live chat feed from Christine Kane in worship. I mean, it was so random, but being able to start that conversation, even be able to, if they come back and they say, oh, I just looked at your page, you're like really into health and fitness or whatever, and you go, yeah, I am. Are you, how are you on a health and fitness journey, or have you started working on, just make it very lighthearted and simple. But this other thing, just keep it simple. Let them respond. They'll either respond or not respond, and you'll know how the conversation needs to go from there. So, but the one thing to keep in mind whenever you're starting these conversations with people is to make sure that you are always adding value before you're asking them for value. So, when you're starting your conversations, you want to get to know them, connect with them way before you try to capitalize on them. Okay? So if it doesn't feel natural to ask for a sale, it's probably not the right time to, like I said, it should happen very organically. So that is, let's see, what's another one? I had other conversation starters. Okay, so in your fitness and health transformation posts or that you're making through the week, and hopefully you're remembering to include your call to action, either comment below or message me or whatever. People, keep in mind, first of all, that you need to include a call to action because people don't know that you offer help for them or a service to them unless you actually say it. And I saw that so many times, top coaches that would say that they struggle with that too. Like, didn't you know? Why did you go buy from Beachbody.com? Don't you know that you could have bought it from me? And the honest to goodness truth is, no, they don't. Especially nowadays where social media is a flood of people just sharing their health and fitness journey. I'm doing this workout today and I'm eating healthy right now and I just started keto. But they're not offering coaching for anybody. They're not offering a challenge group. They're not offering a service of any kind. So people could think that you're just in that category, just for fun, just for my own entertainment or whatever. I'm just posting. And so you need to make sure that you do include that call to action on those transformation posts, because transformation posts, when you're sharing your story and your pains and your struggles, that's when you're attaching it to an emotion that is going to make people feel more compelled to want to reach out to you for that solution, to meet the need that they're feeling because they connected to your negative emotion that you shared, right?
I was just going to say also transformation pictures can be of other people, or transformation doesn't have to be a before and after picture of your body. Transformation can be many things.
We talked about internal or financial or value in your life of any kind, right?
If you need other people's, we have plenty of people that are more than willing to share theirs with a little story. Sometimes they just ask you to tag them or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and it can be like, would you like my help? Have you considered starting? Would you like my help? You know, comment below. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to offer a challenge group and XYZ is going to be and give a bullet point list of everything that you're going to offer in that group. You don't have to do that. Just, have you thought about getting started? Can you relate to my story? Do you want to feel like I feel now? Awesome. You know, message me. And so to wrap it up, let's see. When you do your coaching, when you do your coaching opportunity post, same thing. Like, what has coaching done? Keep in mind, you're communicating what has coaching done for you. How's it changed your life? And when you put your call to action in there, you're going to say, you know, I have a webinar. I have this sneak peek group or whatever. Would you, want to be a fly on the wall? Would you want to hear more about what it's about? And then when you're conversing with these people, when you're in the conversation with them, if they bring up something that is one of those pain points for you that you used to struggle with, that coaching helped to meet the need for, that's that time to naturally kind of guide the conversation into that place where you can say, oh yeah, that's why I'm so grateful for coaching now. It really helped me get over XYZ. It provided a solution for XYZ. It gave me the extra money I needed for XYZ, whatever. And because you've been breadcrumbing all week long, like, it's authentic, right? And they see the truth behind it and they know that it's genuine. And so you can say, have you ever wondered about what I do as a coach? Would you like to hear more about it? A friend, one of my teammates, she's hosting a info webinar. You're welcome to be in on it. And then so other things to get conversations started would be like, hey, just literally looking at your friends list and thinking, when was the last time I talked to that person, or when, whatever, and would I like for her to be on my team? Would I like for her to be in my challenge group? Would she totally rock it as a challenger? Can I see that what I have to offer would totally help her? but don't like reach out to her and be like, hey, I can totally meet your need. Like, you look like you're overweight. Let me offer you something. Or I saw you post about how you hate carrots, and let me talk to you about how I got over that. I mean, like, don't go straight for the jugular, you know? Go and look at their post and say, hey, I saw the picture of your dog that you shared. Totally cute. And I was thinking about you, you know, like, how long have you had the dog? Start connecting with her on some other level. And start the conversation in something else that she's already interested in. And then eventually, you know, she'll come check your page out and it'll get to the health and fitness stuff, right? And then let's see. That's pretty much it. So from I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna completely stop, because from here, everything else that that you need has pretty much been shared in the group. You've got example scripts for how to actually get, when someone says, yes, I'm interested, where to go from there, right? This conversations, getting conversations started, that is a human being kind of thing to do. You don't need a strategy for that to be a person, right? Yeah. That is all. If you feel unnatural in having conversation with someone, the answer to that is personal development. So you know your value and your worth as a person, right?
Yep.
And the only other thing that I'll say is, when you're reaching out to these people to start the conversations, it will help big time for it not to feel like a chore. If you start thinking and when you look at their pictures and you start going through their news feed and deciding whether or not you're going to start a conversation with them, first, what you're doing is, when you're looking at them, you're not only seeing a need that you could possibly help meet in their life, but you start to envision, how much fun would it be to have this person on my team? How much fun would it be to be on a weekly team call with this person? How much fun would it be to have this person in my challenge group every single day in conversation, talking about how excited we are about Shakeology? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't think that that person, that you would like that person to be around you all the time, don't waste your time talking to them. Okay? Just if they decide to come to you later, great. But you don't have to feel obligated just because you want to meet a number crunch this month. Okay?
Absolutely. So now you guys know all my secrets and why you're on my team. Because I wanted you here with me.
That's right. All right. I'm done. I'm so done. Thank y'all for hanging out all the way to the end, because we allowed Q&A right in the middle and had conversation and back and forth. I could have knocked all that out in like 35, 40 minutes, but
I'm the same way. You have two big talkers, and Monica's too. She's bold in what she's got to say. Yes. And Melissa, we're going to have, would anybody like to step up and host a call like this? Because this is a time for you to practice.
Yep.
Angel said the same thing. You can stop the recording if you want.
Okay.
But Angel was saying the same